start the session, I think.
Okay.
You can start the session, madam. I send YouTube link to everyone.
Okay. Good afternoon to one and all. Respected dignitaries and participants, I, P. Sekuntala, Head Department of Physics and Electronics, RBVRR Women's College, welcome you all for this invitation webinar on Introduction to Applications and Career in Robotics. As a part of Technology Accreditation Program, today we are organizing this webinar. I welcome our guest speaker for today's program, Prasanna Devilpalli, CEO Tix Robotics Limited. Thank you, madam, for accepting our invitation as a guest speaker for today's webinar. The field of robotics presents various exciting career opportunities at the present time. Robotics is an interdisciplinary and dynamic branch within the STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics field that primarily involve mechanical engineering, electrical, electronics engineering, and computer science. The field of robotics deals with the research, design, manufacturing, operations, software development, information processing, and applications of robotics in various industrial and commercial processes. The ultimate objective of conducting this webinar is to build machines that can substitute humans. I take pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. For today's webinar, guest speaker to the participants. Prasanna Devilpalli is a first generation entrepreneur and eminent personality working passionately in promoting STEM learning in India through robotics. She is a graduate in microbiology from Kakatiya University and further nurtured in all engineers family and turned out to be an engineer and innovator by passion and profession. Madam gained global exposure and perspective by living in USA and traveling to various countries like Canada, Singapore, and Indonesia, working passionately several years of work to early childhood development centers in USA, by virtue of which she developed her passion of working with young students to bring out their full potential for development, including STEM activities. Upon return from USA, she worked for a few years in education field to implement innovative curriculums aimed at activity-based learning by bringing best practices from Western world to home for equipping new generation students with 21st century skills. She has been researching on STEM learning through robotics for past 8 years and currently heading a robotics training organization named Tix Robotics Limited and mentored students for several Indian and international for past 8 years and currently heading a WRO training organization named Tix Robotics Limited, etc. and mentored students for teams mentored by her won several national and international robotic competitions including RoboFest World Championship 2019. Madam, we are very fortunate enough to have such an eminent person like you with us today. Thank you, madam, once again for joining with us for today's webinar. Now, I request Prasanna madam to start the session. Veda, you can make her host. Veda.
Ma'am, madam is co-host, ma'am. She can share her screen, ma'am.
Okay. Prasanna madam, can you share your screen?
One second, ma'am.
Okay, I stopped my sharing the screen.
One second, madam left, I think.
Veda madam. Veda madam.
I think she is left.
Veda madam, she is there.
Veda madam, she's there, madam.
Yeah, you people also can
Veda
co-host her.
madam, she
You're
is
all are
there.
given the
Okay,
authority.
okay. Yeah, ma'am.
But we are
Veda
not
madam, she's
getting
there,
that
madam.
option, madam.
Where you people also can post,
Vedamanna
they all
Madde
are
Rasanna.
given the
Okay,
We are,
approval.
okay. Yeah, ma'am.
but we are
Veda
not
madam, she's
getting
there,
that
madam.
option, madam.
Where you people also can post,
Vedamanna
they all
Madde
are
Rasanna.
given the
Okay,
We are,
approval.
okay. Yeah, ma'am.
but we are
Veda
not
madam, she's
getting
there,
that
madam.
option,
Yeah,
madam.
okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, this is Prasanna. Ma'am, anybody hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am. You are audible, ma'am. You can start the session, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Ah, good. Hello? Yes. Hello.
Prasanna ma'am.
Hello?
Hello, Prasanna ma'am. We are able to hear you. You can start off.
Yes.
Can you turn on the video?
So
Yeah.
my name is Prasunna Developati. I'm the director, Fixed Robotics Private Limited. So we are based out of Hyderabad. So today we'll talk about session on robotics. Before starting, thanks to your college, RBDRR, for the opportunity, and happy Ramjan to all for celebrating. So today we are at the situation we are experiencing with COVID pandemic. So it gave us complete different lifestyle. So it took all of us to forceful adoption of the technology. Yeah. So what is a robot? A robot is a machine. So that can be programmed. So it can do a multiple series of tasks without human interaction. It can do a complex job. So robotics is a field of engineering that deals with robots. The technology behind making a robot is called robotic. So usually robots meant to do dull, dangerous, and dirty jobs, 3Ds. That means it's a repeated job, dull means repeated job, as a boring job. So better to keep a robot instead of a human. And dangerous jobs like military, security, you know, wherever human environment is, tough. So there we can replace the robot. And dirty jobs like in municipalities, for example, that kind of jobs. Instead of human, we can make robots with that. And what are the types of robots? So we'll see three types of robots here, right? One is board, chatbots, and robots. Bots means like these are the virtual boards. So usually in internet, web browsing, and kind of, we'll see that kind of bots. This is called e-bots. So it's completely automated bots. It's a kind of software application. We won't see a physical form, but behind the e-bots, Google search and all browsing, it will find the index for us, whatever we are searching such kind of word. Those bots will find out all the related index for us. And this acts like without human, it acts
with human instructions and without human interference. And it replaces humans' users' behavior. For example, like web crawlings, and usually we'll see the to analyze information like big data analytics and e-commerce kind of. And the second one is chatbots. Chatbots like chatting, it's kind of messengers. Messengers windows we'll see in almost all the websites. It's coming pops up with a small messenger. How can I help you? This helps us. Those are called the chatbots. And these include two types. One is messaging and voice bots. So voice bots are like Siri and Google Assistants and Alexa kind of. So it interacts with human and behaves like a human. And those are also called robots in a virtual form. So the third one is robots. These are the robots which are in the physical form. Like we usually think robots are only these. And today we'll talk about mainly about robots. Use of robots in daily life. So almost everywhere in all the fields, robots are occupied. So whether it is agriculture, rough and environment, or open environment jobs, or it's very hygiene and medical condition jobs, or heavy jobs like in industries, and hazardous jobs in militaries. And education sector, so how to work with robots, how to use robots, what is the technology behind robots. So all those we will understand in education field. So if you see agriculture, so how we can use robots mean to detect the soil. For example, I'm saying, so with the help of sensors, we can detect the soil quality and we can help farmers and moisture levels, soil moisture levels, we can make automated watering. There are many applications in agriculture. When you come to the medical, so humans have limitations. We have, two hands, two legs, kind of. But to robot, we can keep a number of whatever is necessary. So here they kept 4 arms to a robot, which can make a surgery. So human hands have limitations in case of like movements, hand movements kind of. So in a micro level operation surgeries, so we can use robots over there. And also nanotechnologies, where very small, nano level robots, which we can enter into the human body, even, blood vessels, even smaller, very micro nano level. And through that, we can make surgeries without any cuts. So, and when you come to the industries, so I told you about the education. So industrial level, we can make manufacturing industries, So we can make autonomous robots over there. So lot many, if you see aerospace, wherever, and military, wherever the hazardous security services, it's a human-like robots we can make over there. Next. So I think most of you know about the robot Sophia. So Sophia is the first humanoid robot. So till now we were helping human, acting like human, behaving like human. But here we came up with artificial intelligence. The robot has a capability to take decisions, understanding, and answer accordingly. So this human we treated as this humanoid robot. We treated it as a human, and we get the citizenship to this. And it's purely AI, artificial intelligence. And here robots in entertainment field, animation industry, cinema field, and some of the robots even went to space. So if you see the Mars rover, here is the rover, the robot which went to Mars. So it completely works autonomously without human interference over there. So it's completely independent. So complete high-level technologies are used over here. The rover even takes the decisions by itself. And some of the satellites here. So the Cassini, the smallest satellite, which even went out of our solar system recently, was going on past 30 years, still going on, and sending all the information to Earth. These kind of higher technologies over there, where we are using robotics. We have done with the introduction and fields, and wherever the careers we can. And a little bit about our history, the industrial revolutions. So the first industrial revolution is the printing machine. You just imagine, like before printing machines means books, and after the revolution. So the second revolution, in around 1930s to 1950s kind of, it's a steam engine. So steam engine made our industries, it has given a great knowledge to us. So almost 90% of the industry is established in that era. And the third revolution is computer revolution, 1990s. We all know we are part of that revolution. So before computers and after computers, how our life got changed, we understood that. And India's participation, we adopted that revolution little late, but once we adopted, we created, biggest leap over there. So we created many software engineers who can help, who can who can give service to the world. So here we created more employees. So the number fourth revolution, officially 2020, is we started robotic revolution. It's also called Industrial Revolution 4.0. Here we are planning autonomous vehicles, robots, AI, artificial intelligence is going to play a very big role. In our past revolutions, we all created machines or whatever better than human, like little, okay, which can help human, which is fast enough in that kind. But when you come to the fourth industrial revolution, we are going to create smarter and stronger robots that is more than human. So how it's going to be, even no one knows. But we are officially in that revolution. So since we are in futuristic field called robotics, here STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, going to play a very big role. So we study subjects science, math in an individual way. Like science is a field, a subject, math is a subject. But here, since we understood that all these subjects are interrelated and dependent on each other, and it's affecting on each other. Now we understood we have to study STEM as a single subject. So to teach STEM, so the subjects all together, robotics is a good move. We can easily teach how these subjects are interrelated. That's why education field took robotics as a mode to teach STEM subjects. To understand STEM, for example, the robot has to take a 90-degree turn, which we learned in the subject math. So we know what is 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and 360 degrees. But when we give 90-degree turn to a robot in a program, that won't take a complete 90-degree turn. Why? Why? Because the weight of the robot and the texture of the wheel and texture of the surface affects the turn. So now we have to increase based on the robot weight and texture of the wheel and surface, keeping all in our brain. Like we have to increase the turn into 120 or 1 explore it every time. So robotic field is self-exploring thing. Anyway, okay, it's completely self-exploring. So you have to understand the concepts and then explore by yourself. So when you come to robotics, especially, it's a combination of all the streams in engineering, we say, especially computer science, electrical, electronics, mechanical. And we'll have our career for the like manufacturing, materials processing, automotive, aerospace, medical, defense system, like everywhere I say. So nowadays we have a mechatronics stream also. It's very helpful to go to the robotic field. So when you are making a robot, so definitely the involvement of science, technology, engineering, and math. Based on your robot model, the percentage is varies. But if you want to make a robot, you have a team. So at least 2 to 3 members from each and every stream, and make a complete team. And nowadays we are adding arts. So if you make a robot, the beautification, the end product should come out with a for marketing strategies and all. So it has to come with in a beautiful way, attracting way. So nowadays we are adding arts also. Then better to have a team member from arts. So here we understood what is the STEM, and before we starting to construct a robot, a team member should be from all the streams like mechanical, electrical, electronics, and computer science. So here we are starting basic construction of a robot. So design. So first we have to design what we are going to build, and we have to collect the material. We should have the control system. Control system is nothing but the brain, sensors, and mechanisms. So here we are giving design and mechanism part to the mechanical stream, and material collecting is from arts, control systems from electronics and computer science, sensors, electronics. So for mechanical stream, so they have to get thorough in CAD so that they can design the robot model and mechanisms in CAD. And how do you want to control our robot? So we have here 3 options: remote, wireless, and autonomous. So remote, we can operate our robot from certain distance. As all we know, so if you are in a room, then you can operate through a remote. This is enough. And if your robot is have to work from little far, then you can use the Bluetooth, like under wireless we are giving you a Bluetooth kind of. And we have, if you are in a house or office in certain area wherever the Bluetooth the range comes, so in that we can use the wireless controlling. And autonomous. Autonomy is completely controlled by programming. So if you the robot will become a little intelligent over there. It's a kind of little AI where it can take decisions based out of our program. So programming skills should be very high at this part. So autonomous robots means without human interference, the robot has to run by itself. And programming wise, we have block programming. A set of instructions will be in one block, and it's easy to program and understand. In graphical programming, so graphical programming in a graphical way, no text over there. It is also a set of instructions in one's graphic, and it is really very easy to operate. And next is the text-based. So usually we go with the text-based. So C, C++, Java, Python, and ROS usually we can use. And I recommend strongly C and Python. If you are in a student level, better to have a grip on C language. It's going to help you in many ways. So advanced robotic technologies and careers in AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, IoT, AR/VR, augmented reality and virtual reality, image processing, nanotechnology, and biotechnology. AI. So how important AI is, we all know. So to become a AI, get career in AI, you have to be very good in programming. So have able to write, n number of algorithms. So logics, so much of creativity, critical thinking is needed, and many of scientists are working on AI. As we all know, it is not so easy. Uh, Definitely, it is not so easy becoming, very good in artificial intelligence. And next is machine learning. So here we showed you intelligence is a big field. So it's a machine learning is a part of it, and deep learning is also internal part of it. So next comes the big data. As we all know, kind of Google, Amazon, and all are collecting the big data. So much of data from all over. It's very used. It's helpful in an analysis, data analysis kind of. Usually we use it in finance, marketing, analytics departments. And IoT is Internet of Things, is so close to robotics. So where we are connecting our technologies through internet, and we are controlling through internet. So, and AR/VR, augmented reality and virtual reality. So most of the cine industry is already using, is going to lead our lives in a completely different dimension. So AR/VR is going to play a very big role. Image processing. So to understand, you have to be thorough in MATLAB and image processing is going to give a very good career. So nanotechnologies, we already talked about it. So mostly in medical field, so where surgeries are going to happen through nanotechnologies. And nano, it's like in defense in that area also, secret agents kind of. So nano is going to help us a lot. Biotechnology. So here we are not leaving any field. So whether they are related to the zoology, or any science background, math background. So everywhere the robotics and robotic technologies are everywhere. So now we'll try to understand how to build one robot model. So first we have to find the controllers. So controller is a kind of brain. Motors are just like our hands and legs, which will move really, which will actually works, which we can see. And the sensors are like are senses, eyes, touch, hearing, and this kind of. So here we are showing the RIO Advanced Robotic Controller. NVIDIA Jetson is the development boards. So Arduino and Raspberry Pi. So we strongly recommend Arduino and Raspberry Pi. Like almost like 80% of the robots, prototypes, whatever. So you can go ahead with Arduino and Raspberry Pi, and it has such a very huge community where you will get the support, and it's open source, and you will get good support from the brand itself. And next we are giving servo motors. As I told you, servo motors are just like our hands and legs, which actually do the work. Servo motors are DC motors that allow for control the angular positions. So how to turn these motors, and like first you have to interface these motors to the brake. Then we can program whatever the movements we want. So we can program accordingly by changing its rotations, degrees. And we're giving here some idea about the sensors. So Arduino and Raspberry Pi have already given you so much vast variety of sensors, and some sensors are here like ultrasonic sensor, moisture sensor, infrared sensor, and temperature sensor, and motion sensor. And you say some companies are ready to make that kind of sensors. So you have thousands of varieties of sensors. So sensor is a device which will take the input, means data. It really doesn't really do the work like motors. It takes the data in. And here is the Arduino and Raspberry Pi. So Arduino is a microcontroller. It has, you can see the sensor ports and motor ports. This is power. Here's the USB to download your program. And Raspberry Pi. And it's an open source. As I said, you no need to write the complete program over there. So it has the platform where you can copy paste your program and edit as per your requirement. It's very user friendly. So here Arduino, you can try some of the projects. And Raspberry Pi. Comparatively, Raspberry Pi is a little expensive, and it's a microprocessor. It's a pocket-sized computer, and it has even more options comparatively. So image processing goes well with Raspberry, and it becomes very easy for you. So get some knowledge on Arduino, then move to the Raspberry Pi as it's a processor. You'll have it works on the Linux. If you become good at MATLAB, that's going to help you a lot. You can do unlimited projects with this. Not only prototypes, even you can make a real kind of robots. In 80% of the robots you can make with these controllers. And I strongly recommend don't go with any other controllers. Better to go with this two. Here is one project. Example is an example. So here you can see controller, Arduino controller. So here is a fingerprint sensor, and here is the motor. Here is the power and mechanism. So it detects your fingerprint and gives the data to controller. The controller take it as a input, and it gives signal to motor so that it can rotate. So here you have unlimited options. You can upgrade this project to. So it's a kind of basic project. Here we would like to show one input and output. And here is a robot. So it's worked with the ultrasonic sensor. Ultrasonic sensor detects an object. So it takes as input. So when it detected, how the motor should work. So it has to hold the bottle. Actually, it holds one water bottle. Instead of me bending, it gets the bottle up. So here I would like to introduce another sensor. So here another example. Here we added one light sensor. So it will take the intensity whenever. So imagine it's the outside light near our balcony or kind of. So instead of we turning on and off, so in the evening we'll turn on, in the mornings we'll turn it off. So we get the some of the program here. So it takes the intensities. So whenever it is dark, it will take that intensity. Whenever that intensity matches to your program, immediately the light will turn on and off as is. So TICS robotics. So we usually give a basic understanding on robotics. We'll give a hands-on trainings. So Arduino level 1, where you'll understand how to interface motors, and Arduino level 2, how to interface sensors. So these two concepts, once you understand, so based on your creativity and all, you can do a number of projects. So complete idea you have, then you can explore. So Arduino certification, this is a original Arduino from Italy certification programs. And Raspberry Pi level 1 and 2. Raspberry Pi level 2 is about all the sensors. Level 1 is about motors, how to interface and work. And we work with robotic, do both robotic arms, 3D printings, drones, and how to control our robots with Alexa voice. So once you got the knowledge and idea about robotics, so you practice some of the work and you made some kind of prototypes. So we feel that competitions and exhibitions are the platforms where you really apply your skills. So when a teacher is teaching, that doesn't mean like you learned everything. You feel that you learned everything, but when you come to the robotics, definitely no. When you apply your skills, whatever you learned it. So then you comes under the reality. So that is most important, we feel. So once you understood all the concepts and hands-on experiences you got, then better to go with your product to exhibitions and competitions. Exhibitions like Makers Fairs, many IITs, triple IITs, keeping, Techno Fairs kind of. So go and participate and see how you are doing, how others are doing, actually where your knowledge wise, where you are, located, and how to improve yourself. And the competitions are completely, it gives a different learning altogether. So under those pressureful environment, so how is your skill? So till now, like all our three revolutions, we created employees. So now our fourth industrial revolution is expecting entrepreneurship. So leadership skills. So through robotics, we would like to create entrepreneurs instead of employees. So when you're confident on your innovation, so with your product, better to better to go with these incubation centers. So if you are confident, your product is good, innovative, then there are many people ready to fund. So once you get funding, so if your product has the capacity, like to take patent level, so that is also there. So our government is supporting a lot, innovations. So we are expecting innovations from students. So again, I'm saying, so entrepreneurship is should be your goal, when you are in robotics. So, so we took, many competitions and exhibitions. So this is one of my mentor team, like which went to US and got the world championship. In 20 years, these competitions were going on. 20 years past, 30 years all over the world, but no Indian will participate over there. And at least like some school children are showing interest, but no college students are not at all showing interest towards it. So gradually the competitions are not coming to India for college level. School level, yeah, it's going on very well, and school children are adopting all these technologies and knowledge, in an awesome way. We are satisfied. So I'm trying my best to encourage college students to come out and take challenges in a creative form and give solutions to the world with the help of technology, using all these knowledge and technologies. So here my team won 3 world championships at USA. So at Lawrence Technological University. Here are some examples I would like to show. So when you're taking challenges, so it's not at all easy. Definitely it is not easy. So all 21st century skills, 21st century skills, if you have to understand these 21st century skills clearly. Here we have 4 C's: creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. You have to understand these 4 C's. So you have to be very imaginative. So understand whatever the problems in the society. So if you're ready to make a robot, what kind of robot you have to do? You have to find out the problems in and around your society or in your house, whatever in and around you, and find a solution for that. Is the solution already is there? It's already existed. So you come up with an innovative way to solve that problem. So these technologies has to give ease. It has to solve in a way that human can live comfortably. So it's a very beautiful journey. I would like to share. So one 10th grader came with his project. He won level one with his idea, like his idea won first place. So he got the 10,000 grant. In that 10,000 grants, he has to come up with the prototype. So he did two, three experiments. It didn't work out, so he came to us. He's anyway, he's our student only. So we started working with the drone. With 10,000 budget, we can't do much over there. We are a team of 5 people. So we thought, okay, let's do with the Raspberry Pi. We took already a toy drone for that. So the drone has to pick up trash and it has to keep in the trash can. If you see, some time ago, like Chinese president came to Mahabalipuram along with Modi. Modi picked up all this trash and he thrown in the trash. That made the boy, do something for that. So we thought, okay, drones will, take that trash things and it will give the in instead of human, so that it can work 24 hours, whenever there is no time for that, right? So we thought in that way. So the robot has, we took a toy drone, but toy drone can only handle 120 grams of weight. So we thought, okay, Raspberry Pi is coming, some 100 grams of weight, and the battery, everything is going to 250 grams. So we thought, anyway, this drone, not going to help us anyway. So we have to make a drone which can weigh, which can take the weight of payload of 250. Then we thought, okay, keep it for 500 grams. Okay, we'll make a real, drone by ourselves, which can lift the 500 grams weight. So we went to the shop and we bought, all the drone equipment and all, and the budget went very high. So immediately we got a thought. So instead of going, what we are using here, one motor and one sensor kind of to detect the trash, we are using a sensor, ultrasonic IR sensor, IR sensor, and one motor, to servo motor to pick up. So anyway, it's a prototype. So we thought, okay, let's go to nanowave. So instead of buying all these drones, we turned all the way, and we, bought everything in 100 grams weight. So the battery, everything in nano level, it came in 100 grams. So then happily we came home and we fixed the drone and all everything. The drone was, now the drone is not taking that 100 grams, it's taking 80 grams. Oh my gosh, again problems. So more of troubleshooting doesn't happen just like that. So we have to do so much of hard work, critical thinking, troubleshooting. So we should not leave our project. So somewhere we have to make it. Finally, 60, it's taking just 60 grams and 40 grams. It's not going to take our even nanomaterial. Then we got it. So the problem solved because the drone is not charged well. So we kept it for charge. So when it is in full charge, it's taking 120 grams weight, and we got it. Then we slept happily. We kept it for complete charge, and in the morning, so it's ready to able to take 120 grams of weight. All our stuff is coming under 100 grams of weight, and it really worked. And the hook, And the hook, we have a limitation of weight, so that comes in under 10 grams. We 3D printed that hook mechanism. So by using all kinds of technologies, we made the project really work. Yeah. Thank you. I'm done with my session.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Hello.
actually, ma'am,
Hello. Good afternoon, participants, everyone. Here, if you have any doubts, any queries, you can type in the chat box. I'll ask the madam because it unmute the all. There is a disturbance will be. That's why if you have any doubts or any queries, you can write in the chat box. Prasanna ma'am.
Yes.
Prasanna ma'am.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Hello.
Prasanna ma'am.
Yes, I'm
Ma'am,
here.
good afternoon, ma'am. This is Srilata from College.
Okay.
They're having one question, ma'am. What are the opportunities in the outside world for robotics? Are there any training courses they are asking, ma'am, for this robotics?
Yeah.
Can I repeat the question, ma'am?
No, Mira, thank you. So here for your,
The opportunities, ma'am, for the outside world.
so to learn, right?
Yeah, ma'am. The like training this, ma'am.
Yeah. So there are many training institutes which can train you in robotics. Basically, you have to understand how to interface motors and how to interface sensors and how to control the control this through programming. These are the four concepts you have to understand, and rest is exploring. So as in the beginning of the session I told you, robotics is self-exploring. So all the information, everything is there. Till this level, yeah, there are many institutes you can search wherever you are. Yeah, takes anyway it will do, but you have to online. We don't have any, so we prefer, hands-on. Once you experience only these interfacing sensors and interface motors, that's enough for you to explore the robotic field. Okay. And lots of
Yes.
information is
More
there
any
in
questions?
YouTube.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We have one more question, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Ma'am, can you name some materials for the constructing robot, ma'am, for the students, just for the simple robot if they want to construct?
Yeah. So you can pick
Hello.
Arduino. Yes. You can pick Arduino controller. Okay. So servo motor, just you try with one servo motor, and ultrasonic sensor is a easier one. So you try with the ultrasonic sensor. The sensor will take the distance. So how much distance you want to give? 30 centimeters or 20 centimeters? How much ever the distance? So it detects from that distance, and if it sensed any object, and what the motor should do. Motor has to rotate, so 100 degrees, or motor has to do something. So these things you can experiment, you can try. So you will find many links in YouTube and all, or else you want to learn these thoroughly, you can come to our kind of institutes. So basically you go with the Arduino. Arduino is the basic one. You can try, it's very helpful. And programming wise also you will get enormous help. They have a common platform. So you will get the great support.
Ma'am, one more question, ma'am. What are the various types of sensors used in the robotics, ma'am?
So there are hundreds of thousands of variety sensors are there. So, for example, I showed you just five different sensors: ultrasonic IR sensor, uh, touch sensor, color sensor, like moisture sensor, motion sensor. Like if you take motion sensor, for example, CC cameras are there. So see, a person is whenever the person is moving, from that CC camera, it detects that motion and it will take a picture of that person. So motion sensor detects whatever the motion comes in front of it and collects the data.
Okay.
So for example, like in front of our house, someone came and we sometimes we want to open the door and we don't want to. So when the sensor like it detects a person, it collects the data, right? This person came, this person took the pictures of us. Like if it is our parents or our children, we would like to open. So we can give that data to controller. So this person came, then open the door. If that person came, don't open. So like that, we can give the commands. So there are n number. You just some companies are asking you just tell what kind of sensor you want. We will make and give. So in technology, biotechnology side, they're using to detect diseases and all. They're giving number of sensors.
One more question, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, yes,
Can I? What are the opportunities for the mechanical engineering students, ma'am, in this field?
yeah.
Mechanical
Mechanic,
engineering students, ma'am, for
right.
them in this field.
So I told you, right? CAD plays a very big role in mechanical stream. So they can make mechanisms. They can do mechanisms like a robot has to if you go to the industrial side, like it has to pull the object or push the object or slide the object, or what it has to do, it has to hold and pick in some other way. So all these we need mechanisms. Okay, so the physical part of a robot, definitely we need help, mechanical stream help over there. uh, Before any robot we plan, like mechanical string people has to design in CAD the whole robot model and simulation kind of anyway. And making these mechanisms is a very big role, because it's the uh, people actually looks that part only. No one will see electronics or electrical or programming. So, and at the same time, the what kind of metals they have to use, metallurgy kind of, what kind of metal we have to use if we are holding a hard objects, heavy objects, what kind of metal we have to use. That's based on them.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. One more question, ma'am. Can
Yes.
I? Yeah. Do we have any online training in this lockdown time, ma'am?
So
Like
right now,
related to
definitely no.
robotics, ma'am.
Yeah. Many will say, online courses, but especially when you come to robotics, hands-on is very important. Hands-on, because here we are not teaching everything. Here we are teaching only concepts. So that you have to do hands-on. So we are not teachers. We are called mentors. In 21st century, there are no teachers. There are only mentors. So we'll make you independent. So through online, it is not that effectively. But definitely, these pandemic situations are created, different lifestyle. So in future, you can expect, online courses. Means very soon. We'll try our best. So, but in YouTube and everywhere, like you will get an Arduino website also, you'll get all the information. You try to become independent and we are very supportive if you are working on any kind of project as a echo, echo.
One more question, ma'am. The courses of MSc Physics students in India and abroad, can you
Srilata,
recommend
hold on.
softwares for learning?
Srilata, ma'am,
Ma'am.
hold on, ma'am. There's some
I think
technical issue. Hold on.
technical issue.
Yeah,
Okay.
just hold on.
Then
Just a minute. Where is it?
yeah, I'll wait.
Rachana, ma'am, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Yeah. Srilata, proceed.
Yeah, ma'am. Hello. Shirin, ma'am.
Hey, yes,
Can I read the question, ma'am?
yes.
The courses of MSc Physics students in India and abroad, and can you recommend softwares for learning this robotics, ma'am? MSc Physics
See,
students they're asking. Just now mechanical engineering students they're asking, you know. Now MSc
yes.
Physics students they're asking, ma'am.
So MSc Physics again. Actually, the physics plays a very big role in robotics.
Like software they're
So
asking, ma'am. Recommended softwares for learning.
um, and they can. They're all rounders. They can do anything. Any softwares kind of simulation softwares. Si- what kind of like they suit for everything. So if they want to come as a virtual way or physical form, they have to understand. But they are suitable for robotic field completely. They can go based on their interest. If they are more interested into math side or technical side, they have to decide. So and here one more important thing I would like to say is when you we are saying all the streams here, right? Mechanical, electronics, and other than those streams, if you are very good in math, physics, or these things, you have even commerce, biology, whatever. Here you have to decide two things. One is virtual or physical. Virtual means in programming side. Programming side is simulation software, CAD, uh, MATLAB kind of, and analytics side. This they have to choose. See, I'm from microbiology, so I choose this robotics. So anyone can choose the field. The thing is, they have to go as a programming side or it's a physical side. They have to choose.
Okay.
Echoing.
Hello.
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 Yes.
Hello, Srilata, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Are
Yeah.
you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Any more queries?
Yeah. This is the related to precision, ma'am. Is robotic technology can handle corona when
Yes. So Corona pandemic situation has opened a complete different dimension. It gives an opportunity to
I'm here,
creatively.
madam. I'm there, Shirin, madam.
Uh, so so through robotics or through these technologies, we have to give solutions to the world problems. So right now we are facing Corona pandemic situation. Here, how can we help? So it's completely open us into creativity. So many entrepreneurs coming up with different solutions, innovative solutions. So how to help the society, how to come out of these COVID situations. So definitely it's a very big opportunity, I say. So if you already see China, So you will wonder, they already adopted the situation accordingly. They came up with thousands of different innovative ideas, and they're going along with corona. So we also have to think how to come out of the situation. Definitely, this is the a great chance for this era students to come up with their innovations. You will see in one or in this 1 year how many different varieties of innovations will come out.
One more question, madam.
Srilata.
Hello.
Hello,
Prasanna,
Srilata.
madam.
Yes.
Srilata.
Uh,
Hello.
for a base project, how much will be the expenditure, madam? They want to do since if they want to project, what is the expenditure they're asking? Basic expenditure.
Within 500 rupees. 500 rupees is enough.
Okay.
So to start.
Srilata.
Nowadays, engineering students they are doing the projects, ma'am. The for the small they want.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Prasanna madam.
Yes.
Madam, one sir has doubt, madam. Sir will ask it seems.
Participants are muted. Swapna, they can ask now.
Yeah, that's great, madam. I'll unmute this sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
You can ask, sir. Madam is on.
Yeah, thank you for unmuting, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Please. Yeah.
Madam, due to this technologies and robotics, hello, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
audible.
Yes. Yeah.
Nowadays, all the are depending on technologies and robotics and all the computer only system means. I mean system. Okay, so is our IQ level is increasing or decreasing? Because when we see the past, if something we want to do, we'll try with our mindset. I mean brain. We'll use some brain. So nowadays, if we want any solution, just we're doing Googling. So is our IQ level is increasing or decreasing? According to like if we take the samples of 100 members. Hello,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
Have you
Yes.
got my query, ma'am?
100%. Yeah.
If we take like 100 samples,
Yes.
is in that 100 sample our IQ level is increasing or decreasing? Because all are depending on the technologies.
Right. So, Rosa, is your question done, sir?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. So, technology is there, right now. So for everyone, uh, how they are using it completely based on their behavior and character plays a very big role. So, like us, we people, like with our experience, like almost I'm in this past 11 years, I'm working with young children to, college students. So definitely IQ level is increasing so drastically. Like parents can understand their children IQ level. It's not any mismatch between the parents and children. And especially these technologies, this robotic field is giving us opportunity to increase our IQ levels, to take out all dull jobs, dangerous jobs, and dirty jobs. Why we are saying this? So to make ourselves free from these kind of jobs. So we can use our mind, our brain in a potential, the complete usage of our brain. So that is what right now we are expecting. That is completely dependent on a person's personal, character. So if I say my 5 years old child, when he was just 5 years, so he learned robotics. He used all the technology. He learned by himself with the help of internet, and now he become world champion. So how we are using the internet is, technology in plays a very big. So in positive side, I'm saying IQ levels are increasing, no doubt in it. And that's why children are becoming very uh, hyper, because they are not getting an opportunity to use their skills platform, because they born with the many gadgets all the way.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. It is good to hear you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Any more?
The courses for the robotics in India, and here is another question, madam.
Yes.
Any courses for robotics in India and the scope abroad in India? Any courses for robotics?
Courses and robotics. Okay.
Have any
So
courses?
yeah. So what we suggest is, in a bachelor's level, go for core subjects like electronics and mechanical stream. So in a master's level, you can take the particular fields like, there are many, right? Like AI, robotics. There are many colleges which are really opening these kind of streams. So it's said abroad, it's here is also there. But my strong suggestion is advice is, like, in bachelor's level, you go with the core subjects, and master's level you can choose the special field like robotics, AI, machine learning, what kind of.
I'm done.
Hello.
Hello.
Shirin ma'am, wait a minute. More question is there.
Yeah. Continue, ma'am.
In C, what we need to learn for robotic programming, ma'am, in C language? Prasanna ma'am, are you able
Yes,
to hear me?
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
In
So
C, what we need to learn for robotic programming, madam?
yes. So here, when we are working with basic level of, so we have to understand how to rotate motors, how to interface, and how to work with how to take the sensor input. That's it. But as you are going, to make complex uh, robotic complex way, so you have to be good with the algorithms. So you have to work more on how to write algorithms, possibilities. So algorithms plays a very big role. So there comes the math, physics, and everything. So once you become good with interfacing these things, then you leave robotics and go to programming and improve those skills and all. So mainly algorithms, how to write.
Okay. Hello.
Ah,
Prasanna ma'am, one more question, madam.
Yes.
What are the disadvantages by using the robotics in the world, ma'am?
So no disadvantages. Okay. So this is the The world is changing and we have to adopt those changes. So if you are not adopting right now the corona, the COVID situation, it's a forceful adoption actually. So you have to adopt, whatever the technology is coming. So otherwise you will be, behind. It's always, and especially when this revolution 4.0, we are entering into the artificial intelligence era. So no one knows how it's going to be. It's better to adopt the technologies as soon as possible, as that possible.
Okay. Rasina ma'am, one more question, ma'am.
Yes.
Future scope for robotics in asteroid mining and space matter expansion, ma'am. Like dark matter.
In space technologies actually, they're using a higher level of technologies over there. The space field has a very very big scope. So to understand the quantum physics, especially when you come to the India, yeah, ISRO is playing a very big role. Space, there's the ultimate goal we have to keep when you are in
Okay.
this field.
Hello.
Hello, yes,
Madam, one more question, madam.
yes,
Hello.
Yeah, sure.
hello, yes,
What are the
yes.
opportunities for, sorry, what is the employability in this, madam, in robotics? Student there are, he's in this doubt, madam.
See, the employment,
Related to employability, ma'am. Is there any companies like that in India for the robotics?
see, there are plenty companies